When this story's over, you're gonna remember 3 words. A college student went backpacking alone for a few weeks in the Austrian mountains. He was in the middle of the wilderness with no human in sight for miles. Over the course of nearly 3 weeks, he saw only one other person paddling along in a canoe across the water. About halfway through the trip, the boy was very low on supplies. His phone was almost dead, he was out of food, and he only had one plastic water bottle left. He dug through his bag and luckily found a disposable camera, so he was able to capture a few pictures along the way. When he returned home, he got the pictures developed and began to look through them. He sorted through about 15 or so nature shots until he came across a picture that stood out to him. It was a photo of the boy sleeping on his stomach. He was shirtless and his back was covered in blood. He immediately took off his shirt to discover his back was scarred with 3 words etched on his skin. And if you want to know what the 3 words were, go to Liquid Death's page to find out.
TikTok made me buy this. It's a flame humidifier that looks insane and makes your room smell amazing. Just add water and perfume or cologne and you're good to go.
Have you ever felt like you were being watched by a statue? One of my favorite graves is the one belonging to Etta Rebecca White. She passed at the age of 38 from a brain hemorrhage after she was committed at a psychiatric hospital. Her husband ordered a marble angel from Italy and had it carved in her likeness. But the ship carrying the angel sank off the coast of Wilmington. Luckily, the angel was recovered and went to its final home in Oakwood Cemetery in Raleigh, North Carolina. Because of its striking resemblance to Etta with detailed eyes, the angel has become the center of several urban legends. One legend claims that the angel's head spins around 12 times at midnight on Halloween. Neighbors have also claimed that the angel's head will turn 180 degrees to look at them. If she likes you, she might wither her wings. Nighttime trespassers have said that they have seen the angel's eyes following them as they walk past her. Would you like to say hello to Etta?
Are the voices heard in this forest those of the murdered victims from the 50s, or possibly the father of one of the boys who had a heart attack thereafter? Well, let me tell you about that and all the other creepy stuff that happens in the Robinson Woods, Chicago, Illinois. Here we go. By appearances, Robinson Woods looks like a normal forest. As you walk through, you'll notice a large marker for Alexander Robinson, the namesake of the forest. And you might even notice the smell of lilacs, even in the middle of winter, but I'll get to that. In 1955, the bodies of 3 boys were found naked in a ditch neighboring this forest. All 3 boys had been strangled, and one was beaten in the head to the point where they couldn't exactly tell what the weapon was. There was too much damage for the medical examiner to be sure. The father of one of the boys died of a heart attack shortly after the murders, and it would take almost 40 years for the murderer to be caught. He was tried for the boy's murder and found guilty. Kenneth Hansen was sentenced to 200 years in prison and died while he was incarcerated. It wasn't long after the boy's murder that strange things started to happen in these woods. Witnesses to these events include police officers, local residents, daily joggers, tourists, and of course, paranormal investigators who dare step foot in these woods. The paranormal investigators did several recordings in the forest. After going over their evidence several times, they came to the conclusion that it was Native American drum beats. It would seem that the Native Americans that resided here for hundreds of years weren't quite ready to leave just yet. People often hear someone chopping down a tree with no axemen in sight, and no stumps were found either. Corresponding with the time of the murders, near the large boulder in the forest, people are seeing lights floating in the air just a few feet off the ground. As people go to get a closer look, the lights disappear. The fact that these started happening right around the time Hansen got arrested for these murders might suggest that it has something to do with those kids. Floating lights could be the Robinson family. They lived on the land for many years and transported water back to their farm from the river. and at night they would light their way with torches. Could these be those same lights shining after all these years? In these woods, you're gonna find something mysterious, whether it be day or night. Either the voices talk to you, you might see strange lights, or just smell lilacs out of nowhere. Good luck.
Today I'll be telling you about the 11-mile ritual. So basically the 11-mile ritual, if you complete the 11 miles, your greatest wish or desire or whatever you think of or want while you're on that road will come true as long as you finish the 11 miles. So the rules are you can't turn on the radio, you can't listen to anything, you have to have your windows rolled up, you can't look around, not even at your rearview mirror, you have to stay looking at the road only. Also, you have to be driving faster than 30 miles per hour. And make sure to always stay buckled. So first, get in your car and look for a road on the woods that nobody goes on, and make sure to go alone. So when you're on the road, it will start to test you to see if that's actually your greatest desire and how bad you want it. And like I said before, do not have your windows rolled down or bad things will probably happen. And make sure not to try to use your phone because there will be no cell service. And do not, under any circumstances, try to leave your vehicle. Part 2 is already up.
Here are some facts that you probably didn't know that one day could save your life. Part 11. If you ever find your arm trapped in the jaws of a crocodile, be prepared for it to perform what's called a death roll. This spinning motion could tear off your limb, so make sure you roll with the croc. If someone approaches you on the street and asks you for the time, do not look down at your phone or watch. This is a common method that criminals use to distract you and steal you or your belongings. Dudes, if you pee on a pregnancy test and it's positive, it may be a sign that you have cancer. This is because pregnancy tests pick up on the same hormone that's found in testicular cancer. If you need to brace for impact, going completely limp will increase your chances of survival. Going limp allows your body to contort easily without breaking your bones, and this is why many drunk drivers survive car accidents because the alcohol relaxes their body.
Has anyone ever told you not to do something and that just made you want to do it more? For these 3 girls, their curiosity would lead to something terrifying. These girls went to high school together and one night they decided to have a sleepover. They were also fans of horror movies, so they thought it would be nice to rent one out and watch it. They eventually found a video rental store on the street corner and went inside. They would soon regret this decision. They asked a woman behind the counter if she had any suggestions for horror movies that they could watch. The woman said she had the perfect movie for them and went into the back room. Then one of the girls noticed that an old and rusted videotape was lying on the counter. She picked it up and was instantly curious, but things got intense when the woman came back. She slammed her hands down on the old videotape and pulled it away. She said, "That's not something you should be watching."
Bone-chilling facts you wish you never knew, Part 5. Cockroaches eat human flesh, both of the living and the dead. Also they eat fingernails, eyelashes, feet and hands. Dead bodies tend to bear blood and sometimes they can even sit up on their own. This is the mummified body of the criminal Elmer McCarthy. His body was preserved and put on display in a carnival. Everybody thought it was a mannequin for 65 years, but it was a petrified corpse.
Strangest facts about each zodiac sign. Part 1. Taurus. Many Tauruses are known to be stalkers. If not lurking on you in real life, but probably creeping on your Instagram story. Gemini. Geminis are known to be extremely good liars. Even catching them in the act, they'll somehow try and convince you that they didn't do it. Don't forget to like and follow for more videos.
This is real footage from the Backrooms. Okay, so if you don't know what the Backrooms are, the Backrooms is an urban legend describing an endless maze of randomly generated office rooms and other environments. It's extremely creepy, and it will psychologically drive you insane. But the video I'm about to show you is footage from a Swedish man that went missing in 2018. And this video was recovered from his phone.